Earlier in this film, I pointed out the absence of any perceptible principles guiding American law enforcement. I think I've made a compelling case that law enforcement in the United States has rejected the Peelian principles of policing as well as the very principles upon which our nation was founded. But at least we have the protection of the law and the Constitution, right? No, we most certainly do not. Not even a little bit. John W. Whitehead, founder of the Rutherford Institute and author of A Government of Wolves, put it quite succinctly this way, quote, "Far from being a shining example of democracy at work, we have become a lesson for the world in how quickly freedom turns to tyranny. When you are staring down the end of a police rifle, there can be no free speech. When you are being held at bay by a militarized, weaponized, mine-resistant tank, there can be no freedom of assembly. When you are being surveilled with thermal imaging devices, facial recognition software, and full-body scanners and the like, there can be no privacy. When you are charged with disorderly conduct for daring to question or photograph or document the injustices you see, with the blessings of the courts no less, there can be no freedom to petition the government for a redress of grievances. How many of our friends and neighbors acting in the capacity of sworn police officer soldiers are familiar with these clearly stated principles in our own celebrated Bill of Rights? How many of them actually care? Last year in the United States, SWAT teams conducted over 80,000 raids. 80,000 raids! Has there been a single report of an officer standing up and saying, "Hold on, I have sworn an oath to uphold the Constitution of the United States, and this seems like a violation of the Constitution. I will not participate in this"? How about this? "These people are my neighbors. It is wrong to knock on their door at 5 a.m. and have 10 armed men invade their home over mind-altering substances such as marijuana. Why has our society dehumanized the people consuming these substances? Why would I threaten to kill my neighbor and fellow man over this?" No, there has not been a single report of a police officer having the temerity to stand up and think. Why? Because the police are soldiers in a standing army, and soldiers take and follow orders. They do not think for themselves. If these people took their sworn duty to enforce the law seriously, they would enforce the law that is the basis for all of our laws, based on their own opinion of the law in the dynamic environment that they operate in. Isn't that the excuse that their superiors and the courts hand out when this standing army accidentally or improperly kills a citizen? That they have to make split-second decisions on whether a violation of the law occurred sufficient enough to warrant the use of a firearm upon their fellow man? Since we trust these people to make that decision, why can't we trust them to determine what violates the inalienable rights granted us by our Creator? Because enforcing laws that protect our rights does not result in revenue to the government or commendations for the soldier officer. Have you ever heard a police officer soldier receiving an award for protecting our constitutional rights? Me neither. The Standing Army Police are not interested in enforcing the Constitution. They are interested in revenue from traffic infractions, drunk driving and drug arrests, and the confiscation of property. Because that's where the money is. Every municipality in America is a cash-strapped fiefdom, and 99.7% of these municipalities are run by an appointed regulator, not an elected mayor. These fiefdoms desperately need that revenue in order to support the pensions of the municipal worker, such as police and firefighters, because pensions and medical care for retirees are often 50% or more of the municipality's budget. The average American has no pension, no retirement savings, no nothing. That unhappy circumstance came about in large part due to a lifetime of extortion at the hands of the local municipality and their standing army of extortionists. Think about it. If you had half of the money you paid for property taxes and sales taxes over your lifetime back, and it was sitting in your savings account, you would be sitting pretty and comfortable. And the municipal worker would not have a pension. His pension came out of your retirement savings. It is as simple as that. My name is Greg Jeffers. Please stay with me as I continue to examine the history of the police, their evolution of rampant militarization, and their conversion into a standing army occupying what was once the land of the free, the United States of America.